Alright, here we go. This is the mower we done that short on where we was at the thrift store. I thought this was the first one we found so far this year, but actually it's the second. But the other one we haven't done a video or anything on. That one needs a little bit of work for sure, but we'll get a video on it at some point. But this one, I looked at the sticker, 2003 Troy-Bilt 21-inch push mower, rear bag, mulch, side discharge, 6.75 series, 190cc. So, Briggs & Stratton. The bag, that's one of the main reasons of buying it, because around here, if you need a bag you're looking to use, $25.99. So we paid, or not $25.99, I'm sorry, Facebook Marketplace, you find them for about 25 bucks. So we paid $29.99 plus tax for the whole unit. And it's got, decent tires. The muffler's still in good shape. It's just a little bit black. It's not rusted out. The deck's decent. Got a couple spots that are bubbled a little bit in the paint. And according to our label down here, it is a 2000. Where's it at? Two right there. 2003 model. So not bad. I mean, it's got some years on it, but the bag's in good shape. No rips, no tears. It turns over, has compression. Of course, you never tried to start it. Oil is full, okay shape. Definitely good enough to run it. Doesn't look like it's quite due for an oil change. Has the 1-bar self-adjuster on it here. You just put it whichever way you want, and it lifts the front of the deck up and down. We've got for a plug, Champion spark plug. Nice and tight, so doesn't look like it's been out. So all I can say is we'll get some fuel in it. And the tank, I don't know if you can see in there with this thing, but the tank is bone dry. So what I have to come down to is fuel lines on it. So hopefully there's no issues there with like dry rot where it's cracking and leaking. We'll find out. The air filter is definitely in it. We'll pop that off at some point and see what we've got for an air filter. Make sure it ain't like slam full of crap. But get you guys up on a tripod there and we'll throw some fuel in it. See what happens. See if we got us a runner. But I figured, if I can get this thing in the tripod. Come on. I'm just dropping this thing. There we go. It's got to be smarter than the tripod, I guess. But so we'll get fuel in it. I ain't going to put a whole bunch. Maybe half a tank or less, just in case something's leaking. I don't want to waste the fuel. As clean as it is, I mean, seems like this thing would run as long as it ain't got something drastic wrong with it. I know sometimes you hit I did look at the blade at the thrift store. Blade looks straight. So sometimes people will hit like a rock or something hard in the ground and you'll shear a pin on the flywheel. Throws them out of time. And they're not on it. Here's a little bit of a funny story behind it though. When I bought it, I took and went to the car wash. That's why this thing's a little bit cleaner now than good enough. A little cleaner now than what it was in that short. And the only thing I see dripping is what I spilled, so that's a plus. Anyway, my truck needed washed. Left the thrift store with this in the back. And washed my truck. Figured I'll get this out, sprayed it out, sprayed underneath the deck, and the guy running the place was, I kind of don't blame him. I mean, I always clean up my mess, but he was bound and determined to make sure that we was cleaning up our mess. He wasn't a total, he wasn't being a butthead, but he was getting his point across. But we always clean up after ourselves. So it doesn't appear anything's leaking. This style does not have a choke, so we're unable to choke it if we need to choke it. I mean, you could take the cover off and try to use your finger to choke it, but I don't have anyone out here to help me pull on the string. So what we're doing now is give the fuel a minute to get down I'm gonna give it a minute since I don't know how long it's been setting. So of course, it came from a thrift store, so you don't know. But fuel's got to go in, go through the fuel line, and to the carb, and fill your bowl up. So we'll give it a second to do that, which is probably already down in there by now with me sitting here gabbing. So let's give it a shot. Hopefully, if it fires up, it's not rattling like a trash can full of marbles. All right, let's give it a shot. Man, that's almost too good to be true. That's fancy. Must have saved 30 bucks. Perfectly good mower. So with a bagger. So I don't know what to do with it now. Usually I'm used to getting stuff I have to work on. So that's kind of throws me for a loop. I don't know, find somebody that needs a mower, I reckon. But it should clean up nice, I would say. I mean, I'm not going to go all out on it. I already rinsed it off at the car wash. But you can kind of see there on the deck. No holes in the deck. You just kind of see where the paint kind of chipping here and there, stuff like that, normal wear and tear. All the adjusters work. Your drain hole. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this thing. It actually freaking runs great. That's what we was kind of wondering if it would, because it looked like it was kept in a garage when we was at the thrift store. That's why we was willing to spend the 30 on it and you know, take the chance. But I figured if not, like I was saying, it's a good parts mower. I mean, because these tires are in good, really good shape, and if you buy these, I usually buy them online to get them cheaper. But if you go to like Home Depot, Lowe's, you know, like the hardware stores that carry this stuff, by the time you buy all 4 of these tires, you're going to be paying more for those 4 tires than I paid for this whole mower. At least last time I was there, it was last year. I bought a set of tires for a different mower, and it was 30-some bucks. So with that, I mean, not much of a video. I think we just got lucky on this one. It happens time to time, so it runs great. So you just have to find somebody that needs it. I think actually the worst part of the deck, because it was caked in grass pretty good underneath when I washed it at the car wash. That's probably the worst part of the deck right there, is where the paint's gone, coming along the bottom of the guard. And that'd be an easy fix. I used to take and prop the guard up on these, put it on the workbench, prop the guard up, and hit it with a wire wheel and undercoat all that. So I used to do it, but it always worked. But I mean, it would clean up nice. I mean, if you was wanting to clean it up and sell it. I guess here's the other adjuster. It works the back. That one works the front. I don't know what else to say about this thing. Got lucky, I reckon. I guess we could take a see what we got for an air filter here. Grab this screwdriver. Let's see. Little flat head. Maybe it's hiding something we don't know about. But I highly doubt it, because this thing runs like freaking sweet. So far, the only issue is the cable. Filter ain't that bad. Somebody definitely took care of their equipment, and that's what it comes down to. Usually, if you run into something like this, you get lucky at the thrift store. It's somebody that just upgraded, bought themselves a new one. It's nice enough to donate their old one. But yeah, we got lucky on this one. But I do not have. Let's look there. I do not have one of those cables. I don't think I do. I've already gotten rid of a bunch of stuff. We're trying to get a bunch of work done to the house, so a lot of the stuff I had sitting around had to go. Got recycled. But these are super easy to replace. I think I've done a video on these once before. It just you gotta kind of hard to. There we go. This has 2 tabs. If I can see, if you have like a pair of needle nose, you squeeze that tab together. This cable comes out when you gotta release this. But muffler's a little warm. You come up here. You have your arm. and a little hard to do one-handed. Get your cable, you just turn it like this, comes out like so. Then you got this part of the cable. You can usually stick a small screwdriver in there and just smack the screwdriver with your palm and it'll pop out, so it comes loose. This one has a zip tie, which is that zip tie you can probably slide, well, just cut it off, just replace it with another zip tie. So after you do that, you got all your slack. You squeeze them, the two prongs right there, you squeeze them together, get all the slack you need. This end pops out just like, actually there it goes right there. I had enough slack from the other end, so there we go. So if I had a cable, all I'd have to do is squeeze these two together. Which it might, nah, fingers aren't good enough to get it, but you squeeze that, it comes loose. There's a slot right there, pops right up and out. Just reassemble it with your new cable. Drop this end in. You have your slack here. Just drop this end back down in there like so. And then that slack will go out when I pull that back up. But then you can hook this part back up, just shove it forward, it'll clip into place. Bring it up, clip this one in. See, I just pulled the slack out of that end. So now I can just hook this back up. I don't know if I'll be able to do it one-handed, but I'll try. It's simple to do, just like that. Get your zip tie and put on it so your cable ain't flapping around. You're ready to rock and roll. You just have to watch. You can either measure this thing or you can dig up your model number, because they do come in different lengths, so you got to be careful of that. And they're cheap. Last one I bought was like 10 bucks. So if you run into that issue, it's an easy fix. This one, it may get fixed at some point, it may not, I don't know. Depends on what I got going on at the time, but that's it, man. We got lucky. Got a winner. First time out. The next one we have to work on, it is, I don't know if it runs or not, but it's got some problems that we'll go over, and that's it. If I can find a cable, I'll show you how to replace it, like firsthand. They're simple, so thanks for watching. Catch you at the next one. I was expecting more out of it than this. We got lucky on this one. Alright, man, we'll see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.